ग्लोबल टीवी, V4 स्ट्रीम, मलनाडु टीवी इंडिया, न्यूज गांव से, संवाद सरोकार न्यूज, भारत पोस्ट न्यूज, organ donation India Foundation and Gyan. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topic. But today is a very, very special day. And today, as you all know, the country is celebrating Doctors' Day. But before I will come to the main celebration, I would like to inform that today is also a very good day, that is a Chartered Accountants Day. India celebrates Chartered Accountants Day every year on July 1st to commemorate the foundation of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, ICAI, by Parliament in 1949. The only licensing and regulatory body for the financial audit and accounting profession in India will celebrate the 73rd Chartered Accountants Day this year. ICAI is deemed as the second biggest accounting organization in the world with about 2.5 lakh members. Media conference with Lal Goel wishes you and all the chartered accountants a very happy Chartered Accountants Day. Now coming on our main topic today, that is the Doctors' Day. God cannot be everywhere, so he sends doctors. Medicines cure diseases, but only doctors can cure patients. People pay the doctor for his trouble, for his kindness, they still remain in his debt. I respect your job and appreciate the service you provide to this society every day. Thank you, doctor. Doctors' Day is a day celebrated to recognize the contribution of physicians to individual lives and communities. In India, the Doctors' Day is celebrated on July 1st to honor the legendary physician and the second Chief Minister of West Bengal, Bharat Ratna Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy or Dr. B.C. Roy. He was born on July 1st, 1882 and died on the same date in 1962. The government of India established Doctors' Day in 1991 to recognize the contribution of Dr. B.C. Roy. He played an important role in the establishment of the Medical Council of India and Indian Medical Association. This day is celebrated to acknowledge the role of doctors in the progress of this nation. This day serves to show gratitude to all those doctors who have selflessly aided us in our time of need and tirelessly worked for the health of their patients. In 2020, there were over 1.2 million doctors registered with the Indian Medical Council. There is one doctor for every 1,445 Indians. One moment. Yeah. There is one doctor for every 1,445 Indians as per the country's current population estimate of 135 crores, which is lower than the WHO's prescribed norm of one doctor for 1,000 people. This year, the National Doctors' Day is very significant as doctors continue to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. During last year, 748 doctors lost their lives in 9 months. This year, in 9 weeks, 776 doctors lost their lives. Let's remember and respect on this day doctors for their supreme sacrifice for saving the lives of many of us. So today's celebration, Doctors' Day, first of all, I would just say one thing, that without doctors, we cannot would survive this pandemic or any other diseases. Whatsoever we say, but we have to understand the health is the main issue now. And everybody has realized in last 1.5 years that wealth has no significance if we are not healthy or if we cannot cure ourselves by the doctors or by the hospital. So the significance of doctors, we all realized this year, the last 1.5 years, but we should understand that doctors are working day and night for years and years and years. So we must give them the full respect which they deserve. And today, to celebrate Doctors Day. We have a very, very eminent medical experts, the doctors themselves with us. And I would like to invite my first guest. He is Dr. C.N. Raja. Dr. C.N. Raja, FRCS, DLORCS, MS. Dr. Raja is the National Vice President 2022 of Indian Medical Association. He worked in government services as ENT surgeon for 12 years. He was assistant professor in ear, nose, and throat for 3 years in Changalpattu Medical College. He worked in the UK for 5 years at various hospitals as ENT surgeons. He was All India Governing Council member in Ear, Nose, and Throat Association, AOI. He was the past president of Indian Medical Association Erode branch. He was All India Council member of Indian Medical Association. He was past secretary of ENT Association Erode. He was past president of Erode Indian Medical Association Trust. He was president of Nandi Matriculation School Erode. He is the founder, trustee, member of IMAYAM, Center for Terminally Ill Cancer Patients. He was in the governing council member of IMA CGP 2009-2011. He was assistant secretary IMA TNSB 2010. He was in the sports committee as a chairman IMA TNSB 2011-2012. He was the president of Association of Otolaryngologist, I can't pronounce, I think he will be able to pronounce when his turn will come, of Tamil Nadu, 2010-2012. He was West Zone Vice President, Indian Medical Association, 2011. He was past State Secretary, IMA TNSB, 2014-15. He was past NHB Secretary, IMA TNSB, 2016-17. He was State President, 2020, IMA TNSB. IMA National Vice President 2022. He presented papers in various national and international forums in field of ENT. He is running a center for hearing handicapped children. He was the first surgeon to do cochlear implant in the periphery apart from metros. Currently practicing as ENT surgeon at NI ENT and Head and Neck Care Center, Erode. Welcome, Dr. C.N. Raja on our show. Dr. Raja, today, one side, we are very happy moment. We are celebrating Doctors' Day. The other side, we are also paying our tribute to all the doctors who have lost their lives in last 1.5 years. I term it as a very supreme sacrifice because you are to save us, but you were not to sacrifice your life to save us. But that doctors' fraternity showed that they are nowhere, they are not behind anyone. They are not in the front. I can say the frontest or whatsoever the adjective we can use for the doctors. So what are your views on this day, on Doctors' Day? Dr. C.N. Raja, please.
Very good morning, Mr. Goel, and very good morning to everyone of present here, and my hearty Doctors' Day greetings. I convey these greetings through your channel. As you all know that the Bharat Ratna, Dr. B.C. Roy's birthday and death day or anniversary, on the same day we are celebrating the Doctors' Day in recognizing their service to this country. Not only this country, in any country, for any developed country or any developing country, two things are very important. One is the education and another is the health. In terms of health, the modern medical doctors, they are taking utmost care of the entire society and the citizens. Now, once you become a doctor, you have to serve, sacrifice your personal life and also not taking care of your family life also. Another thing is when the country got the independence, the average lifespan of the citizen of India was about 47 years. But now you see the average lifespan of an Indian in this country is around 68 years. All these because of the selfless service by the doctors and the other supportive paramedical personals, and of course the support of the government also is there. As you say, the doctor-patient relationship, see the ratio is not up to the mark in many of the places of the Indian states, but in states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu, it is much better. And the on this Doctors' Day, as I already you mentioned, the selfless sacrifice during this pandemic season, nearly 1,500 doctors they have died. Why? It is like an army. When the soldier goes to the war front, the frontier area, he knows that he will be definitely getting a bullet. Similarly, the same thing happened here. Whether the doctor is bold enough to go and treat the patient, yes, he has to do that. That is the Hippocratic oath. Every one of us we get, and having known that the new disease, new virus can hit anybody at any time. Having known that, we've been serving the people, and their sacrifice to be remembered today. And I am very, very happy that today our Honorable Prime Minister is going to address the entire doctors of this country by about 3 o'clock afternoon. So that means the entire nation is respecting and recognizing the service of the doctors. The service of the doctors should be ably supported by the sisters and other paramedical personnel. So whatever may be the time, whatever may be the festival, whatever may be the year or of the irrespective of the any time, doctors always there to help the society, serve the community. In other words, they are there to sacrifice the life of the society to make the entire country health and well. They are healthy nation. Healthy nation is most important for future development to make India a superpower. So in this day, I once again convey my heartiest Doctors' Day celebration. Having said that, BC Roy, he is a very, very rare product. He has been a FRCS and MRCS. Very few people got these two at the same time. He attempted nearly 30 times to get into the St. Bartholomew's Hospital in the UK. You know that. So such a legendary personality has been ably remembered, and this is the time to rededicate ourselves to the service of this nation and these citizens.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Raja. And according to him, it's at the time that we should rededicate our services for the humanity and to the nation. And Dr. Raja has mentioned one thing which just I want to highlight. He says that doctors are working like army. But I just differ in one way, Dr. Raja, with due apology. Army was trained from the very beginning to face the bullet. But doctors never were trained earlier that they are going to face such type of pandemic, at least in this era, what we are seeing of the doctors, that you are going to be infected yourself. Although there were infectious diseases earlier, but now this pandemic, but in spite of knowing all these facts, the doctors have not back out. They were always in the forefront, working 24/7. We have seen on our media many times how the doctors were working day and night, many times helpless because they can't save the life because of the deadly virus and sometimes because of the lack of facilities. Thank you very much, Dr. Raja, for giving very, very encouraging and very good views about the on this Doctor's Day. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite my next guest. Dr. John, are you there? Dr. John, are you there? Please switch on your video if you are there and unmute. Yes, please switch on your video, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, Doctor.
Mr. Goel, and actually I am in the war front now, right now.
Okay. So can I take you afterwards, after some time?
No, sure. Actually, I just want to watch our friends talking, that's all. And
Okay.
I want to congratulate you. And I think that Dr. Raja has mentioned from the side of the doctorate, we are ready to work 24 hours, even 365 days. But some of the public people, their response is we cannot tolerate. So that's the thing. That's the sad thing. And I think our public has to understand that 99% of you take any section of the profession, the medical profession, the doctors are the most sincere. They are working under great stress, and this thing I think the public has to understand. That's the only message I have to give in this particular day. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. John Panikkar, for joining and giving your wishes on this special day. And we know that you are doing operations. So thank you very much. So viewers, just see the dedication of doctors. Even they are working day and night to save us. And what doctor has mentioned is really, we must understand, we must give the full respect. And although Dr. John has is busy in the operation, but I would like to introduce him properly so that our viewers and everyone should know who is Dr. C. John Panikkar is a postgraduate in otolaryngology, MSENT from Trivandrum Medical College, is one of the senior most practicing ENT head and neck and cochlear implant surgeons of Kerala State. He is currently the managing director of Santwana Hospitals Private Limited, Trivandrum. He is the honorary consultant, Sri Chitra Institute of Medical Science. He was the governing body member of AOI National 2018-19. He is in the executive member, Indian Society of Otology. He is the governing body member, Indian Academy of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery, IAOHNS. He was the chairman of Academy of Medical Specialists, Kerala 2017-2019. He was the former chief editor of Kerala Medical Journal. Presently, he is the editorial board member of International Journal of Noise and Health. He is regular faculty in many national and state medical conferences. He had been the organizing chair of a number of national and international conferences, including the Global Medical Summit 2011, International Conferences on Noise and Health 2017, Kolkata 2018, New Delhi, and 2019 Trivandrum. He received the Best Doctor Award of Government of Kerala 2008, Distinguished Services Awards from American Association of Physicians from India, AAPI 2012, and AKMG USA 2010, Distinguished Alumnus Award of Trivandrum Medical College 2015, National Excellency Award of Indian Medical Association 2016. At present, he is the chairman, National Initiative for Safe Sound IMA, and the president of Trivandrum Medical College Alumni Association. Dr. John Panikkar has given his views because he is busy in the operation, but he's kind enough. He promised me that he will join even for 2 minutes, but he is there. So all the best to all the doctors, and especially Dr. John Panikkar for his views. Now, I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Dr. Rashmi Kundapur. Dr. Rashmi Kundapur is the additional professor, Department of Community and Family Medicine, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Hyderabad. She completed MBBS in 2001 and MD in 2006 at JJM Medical College, Devangri, Karnataka, with first class. She has 75 publications with H index 11 and I-10 index 9 with 789 citations, publication with impact factor ranging from 0.51 to 4.53. She has more than 30 presentations in various state, national, and international conferences. She is the editor for IAPSM textbook of Preventive and Social Medicine, published in 2019 and second edition in 2021. She has given more than 32 guest lectures and trainings. She was invited speaker for 3 international conferences and 8 national conferences and workshops. In 31st National Conference of 2004, she won Young Female Scientist Award. She was awarded Young Scientist Award by KACH in 46th Conference in Manipal by Karnataka Association of Community Health in year 2011. In 46th National Conference of 2018 IAPSM, she was awarded Presidential Appreciation Award. In 47th National Conference 2019, she was awarded with Fellowship in Preventive and Social Medicine, FIAPSM. She has completed 3 funded projects as co-investigator. She has completed 7 funded projects as principal investigator and currently 1 ongoing. She was secretary for IMA Mangalore 2019-20. Welcome, Dr. Rashmi Kundapur on our show. Dr. Rashmi Kundapur, first of all, best wishes and congratulations on today's Doctor's Day. Today, you have heard earlier panelists, Dr. C.N. Raja as well as Dr. John Panikkar. Dr. Raja made very clear that their doctors are working 24/7 to save the lives. And they are working even more. I term it as a more, but he said like army, but I feel the doctors are working even more than the army to save the lives. But what Dr. John Panikkar, in a very, very short time, he expressed one reservation. He says doctors are working 24/7, but the reaction of some of the public, I will not say everyone, but few of them, is not appropriate. And I will elaborate afterwards, but I would like to know from you your views on Doctor's Day today. Dr. Rashmi Kundapur, please.
Good morning, Mr. Lal Goel. Thank you for inviting me with the esteemed guests, other guests here. Thank you all. And first of all, on this occasion, I say Happy Doctor's Day to all the doctors present there and also watching across. I would want to put across, I have been in almost 14 years as a medical teacher and a medical researcher. Service is, of course, with the family medicine and community medicine as a public health, rather we look into the service. So three of the components have been working in this 14 years. We want to put across how in 3, the effect of doctors have been changing and what is happening to us as an individual and as a fraternity of medical. First and foremost, I would want to say is we are professional. Yes, I agree. It is a service to mankind. But remember, doctors are professionals. Whenever it comes into, we are in the profession, that's what the Hippocratic oath is, that we are in the profession where we have to be with the general public and we have to do our service with the general public. So it's a profession where we meet people oftenly. We are supposed to be exposed to. And as you said, we knew that we are exposed to multiple communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases because of non-timing and multiple things. All of the doctors, when they take in, they are aware of all these things that they will be facing sometime in their life. And still, they go ahead because this is a profession of passion. I want to put very clearly, this is a profession of passion. Now you understand why the doctors were working over and above their time towards the disease menace and towards getting in, because it was a passion. Yes, I agree. There is a part of everybody wants their money back because they earn. Everybody wants an earning. But more than an earning, it's a passion. And without passion, medical profession doesn't sustain. That's very, very clear to understand. It's not a 9-to-5 job. So the passion towards the profession is a main important thing in this when we look into. So there are many institutions which took up like that we have to have, we all develop our ethics and passion when we are learning in our medical school. So it's not, and look into the people who come as medical professions. All of us know by our scorings, they would like us to have a high scorers. Why you want to have a high scorers? Because medical profession is a continuous learning process. There is no end for learning till your death. The last day of this also, you are in a learning process. Everything new comes in and you have to learn. So you need a person who has a passion to learn, who has a passion to service, who has a passion to research. And we do not have research over and above. There is no separate researcher as such. Medical professional by themselves has to be a researcher. I'm telling it's not an inventor, has to be a researcher to refine and find and refine what is there, because it's a science, it's a pure science. And science needs to be having a research. So you go on, for all these, you need a high score. And look into the way the teaching or the training goes on. That's why I said I was part of the medical education for so many years, looking into the type of training you require. It's not an easy training. For one person, there is a quality of time of the medical teachers which goes into. So many instruments are required. So many things are required for a training. That requires a longer run. Of course, we require the patient's cooperation. In India, we are thankful to all the patients who render their part to be for the learning of medical students. Of course, that's the reason we give back to the society, because we have learned from the patients. But remember, India's doctors are one of the best doctors as compared to the services when they go into, because we have learned through that in our medical education. So the people who come with the top scorers, who have their best of the logic. Why you require the top scorers? You require the best of the logic. You require a best of the remembrance. You require the best of the commitment. You require somebody who has a passion. So all this and continuous reading process, all this you require, and somebody comes into a profession, puts in a hard work, because that's a hard journey, puts in a hard work throughout, and that's the commitment they gave towards the profession. Hard work of 10 years, 12 years. And then when they start practicing, somebody who comes in, reads through some Google or find out through some social media or some Googling out, and teaches a doctor saying that this is how it is. I would want to give an example. One of my friends said that it was just 10 minutes to diagnose my daughter's disease, and the doctor charged me 300 rupees. I was telling him the competency of diagnosing the disease in 10 minutes comes from his 12 years of work. Otherwise, he couldn't have done it in a 10 minutes. It's not the time of the doctor as 10 minutes. It's the competency of the doctor which could be done in 10 minutes. If you do not do it in 10 minutes, they say he would want more money, so he's extending. If he does it in 10 minutes, they say he takes a lot of money in 10 minutes. It's not the money and time accountability. It's the competency and the knowledge and the passion of the person which has been going through all the process. We don't look into the businessmen. We don't look into many people. We don't look into many other people who are also doing. I agree. Every profession puts in a hard work. But also, I would want to say that over and above that, this is a profession which requires any hours of your time. And during your medical school of 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, they would have put in much more hard work than any other profession. And they've given their youth towards learning and relearning, and then also throughout their life, unlearning and relearning happens. And there's a passion also. Many of them give up many a times. We all have done our duty during the COVID. We have sent away our family because they'll get infected with that scare. Hours together, days together, we all have stayed away from our family, we are away from everybody towards that was a commitment. That was a commitment asked from us as a profession. So take us as a professionalist. Don't I here want to very clearly say, as add on with Dr. John Panikkar or Dr. Raja saying that we are not God. Don't treat us as God to give us everything for y'all. And we are not saint. We are professional. If there is a deficiency in the profession, that should be asked. But you cannot expect somebody to become God or saint, give away everything, or somebody who can bring in life. That is not the part. We can only try to do the maximum and save the maximum who can be saved. So it's not that somebody who can bring unsaving things. If death was not the truth, today everybody would have been alive. So death is the ultimate truth. Only thing what doctors do is to restore health. I would want to say here, it is not saving the people from death. It is restoring health. All of us should remember, we think about treating the disease, but remember, we are restoring the health. It is not treating a disease, it's a restore. So your quality of life, your way of living, to get it into a maximum better and you lead a better life is what we are helping you to do. And it is not we doing it. Everybody has to have their own commitment towards health. And doctors are a pathway who give you a way how you can go ahead. And if there is some flaws in you which can be rectified, so they are the trainers. They are the people who are giving you a helping hand holders to move ahead. They are not somebody who will give you everything which you have lost. So this is what the people around or the society has to understand, that somebody is a trainer in health, somebody is a handholder in health, somebody is a helper for us, which we have to do by ourselves. So this is the profession of doctor, and that is why it is a professionalism. Coming up to the second important thing, I would want to say research in medical field. If you look into research in many other fields are poured into the money because it looks technology you need, it looks into. So there is a money coming in. Can we know how much of money has been put into the research of medicine? Medical research is the least one which gets into the funding. If you look into everywhere, of course, the developed countries are putting into a lot of things into the health. You all know India's GDP 1.2% is only spent on health. And in that, we get research for health, which is the least because 90% of it goes to the service. And 10% of that GDP comes to the research. And we expect miracle from the medical researchers. Without funding, without anything, if 1 crore of money is asked in any of the medical research, it is considered as something very obnoxious. You cannot ask so much. How will, without any instrument, without any commitment, without the people, how will a research do happen? Nobody thinks about that. When there is an illness, when there is a sickness, they expect a god or a saint in the form of doctor to come and do that. It doesn't happen. It's a continuous process. So unless there is a political commitment from the people, when does the political commitment come? Political commitment comes when the society feels it's their need. So until the society feels the need, that health is a need, and we have to invest on health, we would not go further. Rather, we keep blaming at doctors. So today, on a Doctor's Day, my wish is the society understand that health is a commitment of themselves and they need doctors with them to go ahead and not across them. Always they put it across. It is a doctors versus patient. No, it is doctors with patients. So you should need the people walk with the doctors, understand them, also make the feel that there is a political commitment towards the health, which is everybody's need. As you said, today we understood that it's not the wealth, but it's the health, which is the priority. So everybody needs in health. So we need political commitment and community involvement in their own health along with doctors. So we should walk hand in hand, and then we can celebrate the Doctor's Day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rashmi Kundapur. We should walk hand in hand with the doctors, says Dr. Rashmi Kundapur. Then we can celebrate Doctor's Day. I would just highlight few of the points which she has raised. She says we are professionals. Doctors are professionals. Don't treat them as a god. Don't treat them as a saint. And we are profession of passion. We are doing, and according to her, that 10, 12 years, a student, and that student with a high scoring marks who has been selected in a medical college has to spend day and night learning the medical things. And then when he came or she came out, then only they are going to treat the patients. And according to her, this training is one of the toughest training among all the other professionals. She also mentioned that the doctors are learning, relearning, unlearning, again learning. So basically, and she says that till the last breath of the doctor, he or she is always learning. And according to her, which is a fact also, that Indian doctors are the best in the world. But she has also mentioned few things, and she says, where is the money for the research, the medical research? Even for the money, she says only 1.2% of the GDP has been allotted to the medical education or medical facilities. Now, where is the money for the medical research? And this is the least priority for the government or in turn to the society. And she says that until unless the society wake up and feel that the medical facilities are required, the doctors are required, they require to do more and more research, this is only possible if they will be giving proper facilities. So treat the doctors not as a god, not as a saint, but treat them as a professional who are there to train, who are there to help us as a helper, but they require the facilities. They have left in this pandemic, according to Dr. Kundapur, the doctors left their families because they don't want to pass on the infection. They worked, and it is a fact. It has come in the media. Everybody knows that the doctors were staying either in a hotel or even sometimes in the guest room of a very, very small room of the hospital, otherwise, and not with their family. And even there were stories which has come in the media that one or a few months old child crying for the mother, but the mother being a doctor busy in the hospital. So these type of devotion. I would like to add one more thing. When we talk about businessmen, when we talk of politician, when we talk about the other services, can anyone can give a call to a richest businessman or any businessman in 2 o'clock in the night that I want one container of so and so goods? No one. But the doctor, you can call at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the night. My child is sick. Doctor, please save him or her. Now, this is why money, people say we have paid the money, 300 rupees, 500 rupees. That money has nothing. If you can you pay to a businessman 5,000 rupees and disturb at 2 o'clock in the night? No, he's not going to accept that. So thank you very much, Dr. Rashmi Kundapur, for opening our eyes and giving your views very strongly what is doctors, and when that according to her we should celebrate Doctors Day if we are ready to give the respect which the doctors deserve, not the respect as a god or as a saint, but the real professional, and provide them all the facilities through the government so that they will be able to serve more. Thank you very much, Dr. Kundapur, Rashmi Kundapur, for giving very good views. Now I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Dr. Charu Maheshwari. Dr. Charu Maheshwari is a Dr. Charu Maheshwari is MBBS DGO DNB. She is obstetrician and gynecologist at Rainbow Hospital, Aligarh. She is a dedicated and caring obstetrician and gynecologist with 15 plus years of experience in clinical practice, helping about 40 clients daily with their reproductive element. She is a member of Indian Medical Association and FOGSI, Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology Society of India. Presently working as a specialist consultant in Rainbow Hospital, Aligarh, and dealing with patients with high-risk pregnancy, infertility, and other reproductive problems. She has performed 2,000 plus complicated cesarean sections with favorable outcome with patient satisfaction. She, as a senior laparoscopy surgeon, performed more than 100 cases of infertility, total laparoscopic hysterectomy, ovarian cyst, myomectomy, and other reproductive disorder. She has done her MBBS degree course from Government Medical College, Thrissur, Kerala, Diploma in Obstetrics and Gynecology PG course from Aligarh University, and was awarded Gold Medal for outstanding performance. She did her diploma in National Board from Batra Hospital and Medical Research Center, New Delhi. Welcome, Dr. Charu Maheshwari on our show. Dr. Charu Maheshwari, you have heard all three eminent doctors, Dr. C.N. Raja, Dr. John Panikar, as well as Dr. Rashmi Kundapur, their views on Doctors Day. And they have made their views very, very clear. I need not to repeat. So I would like to know your views on Doctors Day. Dr. Charu Maheshwari, please.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Happy Doctors Day to all.
Excuse me, Dr. Maheshwari. Your head is going up. So just bring, yes, please. Yes. Yes, please.
Happy Doctors Day to all my dear friends on this platform. I will start my day to paying the tribute to all those doctors who lost life while performing their duties. Today's day, as we all know, is celebrated on the unaccountable public services done by Dr. B.C. Rao in medical field. In this medical field, we always pay respect to our seniors and always learn from them every step and work better and better. At this auspicious day, once again, I take pledge to put my best efforts in the services of my patients and whenever possible, do the needful. But today's day is not the time for celebration. We all should take a pledge to stand with each other and zero tolerance to the violence against doctors and clinical establishment. It's really painful to see the aggression of the general population who is having a message in their mind that if any mishappening occurs, it is due to the fault of the doctors. On this platform, I request you, sir, general public, always talk to your doctor, listen to him, and have a faith in them. If anything goes wrong, please do take efforts to understand the situation and act accordingly. It will become easy for the doctors to work. Many of us have stopped taking risky patients because of a fear, as we saw in this pandemic situation. After so many lost lives, precious lives, still doctors are working and working hard, and that is not for the money, because of their passion and their humanity to serve the humankind. To my colleagues, I request someday you should work, your country will realize your contribution. Till then, please boost each other, keep morale up, support your junior doctors, and make conditions good at their workplace. I request all my fellow doctors, please take care of yourself, your health, fitness, diet, and be a fit doctor. In the last, I request general public, do not treat themselves. If you suspect a disease, go to the specialist and discuss and follow them accordingly. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you very much, Dr. Charu Maheshwari, for giving your views. And Dr. Maheshwari has also said the same thing, that why we should celebrate Doctors' Day today when so many doctors lost their lives in the pandemic. But she made one very, very important point in this pandemic also, and we have seen earlier also, whenever anything happened with a patient, which the doctors tries the best to save, the relatives or the friends of the patients try to harm physically the doctors or the establishments, hospitals, nursing homes, etc., which is not at all acceptable. One side we say that doctors are God. Can we do same thing with the God's places like churches, temples, mosques, or the Gurudwara? We can't do. So why we are doing with the doctors? We don't understand. So what Dr. Charu Maheshwari says, that please respect them. Don't do they are working day and night to save the life. And because it is not for the money, it is for the humanity. And she says that I am, again, she appealed to all the general public not to do the self-medication, not to treat themselves. Whenever there is a problem, please consult a doctor, whosoever is your doctor, so that the disease should not increase, that tomorrow you will face some casualty and then you will vent your anger on the doctor or the establishment. Thank you very much, Dr. Charu Maheshwari. I'm sure the viewers who are watching our show today can see what the feelings of the doctors, and we must understand, after all, without them, we would have not been saved in this such type of pandemic. Thank you very much, Dr. Maheshwari, for giving your views. Now, I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Dr. Rachel Daniel. Dr. Rachel Daniel is MD Medicine, DNB Cardiology. She is the Chief Interventional Cardiologist at NS Memorial Institute of Medical Sciences, Kollam, Kerala. She is recipient of A.V. Gandhi Award for Excellence in Cardiology for the Best Research Paper in 2007. She is the National Gold Medal winner for DNB Cardiology in 2007 from Kerala Institute of Medical Sciences under Padam Shri Professor Dr. Vijay Raghavan. She is interested in preventive cardiology. She actively participated in World Heart Day activities for last 12 years with Heart Day run, thereby propagating Heart Day messages. Being COVID this time, her team has prepared an exercise video for heart patients. Welcome, Dr. Rachel Daniel, on our show. Dr. Daniel, you have heard the earlier panelists, Dr. C.N. Raja, Dr. George Panikar, Dr. Rashmi Kundapur, as well as Dr. Charu Maheshwari, their views on the Doctor's Day. Now, we would like to know your views. But before that, I would like to say Dr. Rachel is not only a very, very good doctor, but a very, very good singer, which she has shown her art, her ability, her thing in one of our show. So welcome, Dr. Rachel Daniel, and please give your message and your views on Doctor's Day. Dr. Rachel Daniel, please.
Thank you, Goel, sir, for your nice words. It's a very good gift for me on the Doctor's Day. And wish all my colleagues and friends a happy Doctor's Day. As all my co-faculty has mentioned, they have already covered all the aspects, all the pros and cons of being a doctor. Everybody knows there are so many advantages and disadvantages for being a doctor. And we have to understand that the society expects a lot from us. And most of the occasions we are able to give that, but at certain occasions we may fail to do that. And that time they may be against us. That we have to understand, because this is a profession which we are very close to the society, and this is a profession when we are treating the patients, they are at the lowest mood, they are at the most disappointed mood of their life, so with their reactions may be quite unpredictable. So what the society wants or expects from a doctor, the main attributes which they expect are, what I feel is, one is knowledge. We should be quite knowledgeable, as the Dr. Charil has already mentioned, that we should abreast with all the research developments in the what happening till the end of our life. That is very important. We should be highly knowledgeable. Our patients want us to be aware of all their health aspects and all what possible to do for them with the available clinical facilities. So we should be highly knowledgeable. And next part, I feel we should be highly empathetic. This is a profession which we can't simply do like any other IT professionals or as a businessman. This is this is a profession which we are dealing with the patients, with the human being. So we have to understand their emotions. We have to react to their emotions. We have to adjust our attitudes, and we have to adjust the treatment. We have to tailor our treatment. We have to have our decisions based on their thinking from their side also. We can't say that this is what is needed and we have to do it, but we have to think what is their financial status, how much can they afford, and we should produce our suggestions based on that also. Because if you say something very big thing and a poor person is not able to do that for her mother, for his mother, they'll feel so much pricks of conscience till the end of their day. So we have to make the suggestions based on their financial status. That's very, very important. If you are making simply that we could have done that, if you go there, we could have done ECMO, which is around 40 to 50 lakh rupees during a COVID patient. A poor man will think, oh, if I have got money, I could have saved my wife or my kid or my mother. That sort of comments we should not make. We should always be empathize with the patient. And other quality, I feel we should be too humble. That is what I feel. We should be too humble, because we are seeing the ups and downs of life every day. How can we boast ourselves about life? This is a profession which we are seeing the world. We can't boast about anything. That now we are what we have to boast is we are getting enough breaths. When the whole world is struggling for breaths, we should boast that we are getting enough breaths. So when we are in a profession which we are seeing the life of other people suffering, we should never be boast about anything which we got. Whatever God has given are our talents, and we have to give the talents in multiplication to the society. And the fourth part is we should be ethical. That is the worst part, which is I feel the society is partly against us, because part of the profession is getting commercialized. Whatever we say, we are doing all service to society, but partly or few part of it is getting commercialized. So we have to think we should be ethical. At the same time, we should try to give maximum to the patients with our ethics in our hand. So if we have got these qualities, I feel we'll continue to be a noble profession till the end of the life. And wish all my colleagues and friends happy Doctor's Day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rachel Daniel, for giving your views. And she mentioned about what quality a doctor should have, especially now when this type of pandemic is going on, otherwise also. And she said that what patient expect from the doctor is the knowledge. If the doctor have to update knowledge, and she agreed with what Dr. Rashmi Kundapur said, that the doctor is learning till the last breath. And she says that, yes, we have to acquire the knowledge every day and see to it that the patient, whosoever is coming, should get whatsoever the knowledge we have. Secondly, very important point she made is that we must see the financial status of the patient. And once we see the financial status of patient, we should see what best we can do for that patient. We should not see that the patient, the relative or the patient cannot survive because of the lack of money. So that type of thinking a doctor should have. Doctor should be humble. Doctor, she says that nowadays a few of the doctors have become commercialized, but we must understand, after all, it's a very, very noble profession. We should adopt the ethics, what's are the proper ethics, and we must serve the society. That is our main motto. So thank you very much, Dr. Rachel Daniel. So you can see how the doctors, one side, the doctors are giving themselves, they are self-regulating. And the other side, we as a civil society think that the doctor is charging money. We have paid the money, so we treat them as our paid any profession, which is wrong. After all, the doctor is not getting the money what they are for the saving of life. How many people can get the life can be saved with the money? No, it is not possible. So we require doctors because they have the knowledge, they have the proper training, they know what medicines and what treatment is to be given. Thank you very much, Dr. Rachel Daniel, for giving your views. Now, I would like to move to my next panelist guest, and she is Dr. Nikita Pawar. Dr. Nikita Pawar is family physician and online consultant at Mumbai. She did MBBS and post-graduation in clinical research and pharmacovigilance. She is also an avid writer for medical magazines and creative artist. She has previously worked in GMC Hospital, Dubai, and is currently attached to a hospital, corporate company, and clinics in Mumbai. She is passionate about medical article writing and always strives to maintain commitment towards achieving professional growth as she transitions from one phase of her career to the next. She has previously worked in GMC Hospital, Dubai, and also worked as an assistant medical advisor for Wokhard Pharma. She likes doing social work and also to serve needy and underprivileged kids. She has already sponsored one underprivileged girl from village. Last month, she won Bharat Gaurav Puruskar Award, Young Achievers for Medical Excellence and Super Women 2021, India. Welcome, Dr. Nikita Pawar on our show. Dr. Nikita Pawar, you have heard what our earlier panelists, Dr. C.N. Raja, Dr. John Panikar, Dr. Rashmi Kundapur, Dr. Charu Maheshwari, Dr. Rachel Daniel had spoken. Now we would like to know your views on Doctor's Day. Dr. Nikita Pawar, please.
Yes. Namaste to everyone, and very good morning to all my senior eminent fellow panelists, and very good morning to Lal Goel sir. Thank you for having me on this precious day of Doctor's Day. I wish all the doctors in the nation happy Doctor's Day. I'm Dr. Nikita Pawar, and today I would like to salute the doctors around the globe who are working in the difficult times amid COVID-19. As India celebrates on July 1st, National Doctors' Day, this is dedicated to all the doctors who are always serving in these trying times and risking their lives in primary as well as secondary setup, dedicated to healthcare setups and COVID care facilities. National Doctors' Day is also celebrated because to honor all the doctors, and also because we have to honor Dr. B.C. Roy, who was also honored as a Bharat Ratna Puraskar Award and was also FRCS at MRCP at the same time. This day is to honor all the doctors in the world, and especially in India, where the medical facilities have grown and it has gone towards leaps and bounds with new and innovative technologies and techniques. The day helps us to support selflessly and faithfully in our time of need in commemoration of these values for well-being of patients. 2021 doctors played a crucial role, especially due to COVID-19 epidemic in several parts of the country. The valuable work and saving lives by the doctors. The importance of doctors has gained momentum after COVID-19 and undoubtedly at the forefront of this year. Across India, where the virus is spreading quickly, doctors are not only engaged in treating them, but also putting their lives on track every day. Doctors' Day celebration is an attempt to accentuate the importance of doctors in our lives and give the gratitude and salute and commemorate one of the greatest role of doctors to serve in the mankind. As said, doctors are God-sent angels on the earth. Also, a big salute to doctors who have dedicated their lives in spending in saving COVID patients and And in all the parts of the world, doctors who have given their lives and also died due to COVID, we should give a standing ovation to them. Doctors, medicines can cure diseases, but doctors can cure and heal the patients. Doctors are our superheroes without capes, who not only relieves, cures, heals, and diseases, but also a counselor to provide us mental assistance to issues that matter to us. The resilience, patience, guts, sympathy, dedication, craft, and many other qualities put them on a high pedestal. So I honor and salute to doctors. I wish all a very happy National Doctors' Day to all our wonderful doctors. And a small token of advice to the patients while going to the doctors. Next time, whenever you visit the doctor, make sure you smile, say kind words of appreciation to them, as they are also belonging to someone's family and dedicating their lives for in this COVID situation and facing so much of difficulties 24/7 themselves as well and relentlessly serving the society. The kindness makes their heart melt if you give them a smile and show them some kind of gratitude, and which should be the attitude of all of us towards them, as they also are God's favorite child. So I feel that we should really give all salute to all the doctors, and also we should celebrate National Doctors Day, and we should celebrate Doctors National Day, and also we should honor all the doctors in the world for really serving and giving so much of relentless support to the patients in COVID-19 situation as well as in other situations as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nikita Pawar. And she also given the details about the Doctor's Day. But the very important point she made it that whenever anyone is going to a doctor, please smile. Give some appreciation to the doctor. After all, the doctor is also working day and night, leaving their family. They also belongs to the same society. They also belong to the family. But if we will be having a rude behavior towards them, how we expect the doctor, after all, they are treating us. If we have to be very soft with them, we have to have full faith on them, then only the doctors can do miracle, which we have seen every time. And she says the doctors are superhero, but we have to not make them a god, but yes, they are God's angels. We know that if we can be saved, the doctors can save us. But we have a duty as a civil society to respect them. Thank you very much, Dr. Nikita Pawar, for giving your very, very positive views. I'm sure our civil society have to learn so many things today. Now, I would like to ask simple questions on today's Doctor's Day. I will first go to Dr. C.N. Raja. Dr. C.N. Raja, we have seen in our country that even in the medical colleges, once the doctor passes the MBBS and then he goes for the doing the MD or MS, etc., or even for the super specialization, we found that there is no much payment or no payment in many medical colleges to them. While you worked in UK, you have seen that after the once the doctor who has completed his basic medical and go for the MRCP, they are getting very, very good payment from the hospitals. Now, don't you think that should be criteria in India also, so that doctors who have completed, like Dr. Kundapur mentioned, that they were learning for 10-12 years dedicatedly, they also, after completing their MBBS, must get some money so that they can have a good and dedicated work. They can do some research also. But if there is no money and they have to work from their own money, how they are going to think? Mentally, they are always in tension. What you say about this, Dr. Raja?
I think that is a very, very, very valid question, Mr. Goel. As already mentioned by Dr. Gundapur, the GDP of this country towards the medical expenses is about 1.25, and compared to other countries, it is more than about 5 or 6. Some countries, they spend more on the medical expenses for the health of the country, health of the nation. See, one thing, the judiciary and the doctors also should be kept in a comfortable position. Without that, then it is be difficult for them to serve without any stress or strain. And another thing you have mentioned that about the research aspect of it. We are ready to do the research. In many other developed countries, they have a separate research program going on. We have also have the ICMR in this country, but it is not giving, the government is not giving enough fund or enough attention towards it. And if you see some of the, you can ask the doctor's choice whether you want to do some research kind of it and the entire thing will be taken care. Yes, fine, we can do it. There are so many other doctors are willing to do and do a lot of research work. In spite of that, we are working and producing a lot of world-class international research papers, which is accepted all over the country. And many a times people are thinking that the doctors are having a very good life. They are sitting in the AC room. They are going in the car, having a good house and everything, and they are having comfortable life. We are not working 8 hours in a day. We are working nearly 18 hours in a day. This is the reason why people are having so much of stress. Also, we are not keen on the monetary aspect. Yes, money is important for everyone. So even on a Sunday we are all working, and in spite of that, even on a Sunday we do some extra charitable work, camps and other things, and helping the poor in the remote corner of the country. For myself, I am going to the hill tribes for the past 18 years, twice in a year, to serve those people. So much of things we are doing it, and we are generating money from the other charitable organization to bring in the good healthcare delivery. And one point I want to say, in the private hospital side, we want to have the best equipments. Yes, of course, the same equipment what we are having in the UK and the USA, the same equipment, same company, same manufacturer supplying for the same price. But one it is been invested. So when we are we are not going to able to get the same revenue out of that. So one point that I have to mention here: people want the best care, best treatment, like as though they are in the UK and USA, but the payment of this one from this country is large gap. Out of pocket expenditure is there, but this one is hurting the public. Many a time this is the biggest crux of the problem. Government has to take care of this problem, not the doctor cannot. So people think they're paying 2 lakh rupees, 2.5 lakh rupees in a hospital. The entire money is not going to the doctor's pocket. It is so much of recurring expenditure, maintenance, procuring, bank payment, repayment. So many things are there. To start a small hospital, you need to get about 76 agencies the permission. You have to get the permission. So without that, you cannot start a hospital. So the doctor has to play multifaceted work, not only as a doctor, as an administrator, as a family man, and also he has to pay so much of tax in this country. One way the doctor's profession is called a service profession, but the government consider the healthcare industry. We are one side it is called as industry, one side we are called as a service. We do not know whether we are male or female or in between. So this is the biggest issue facing the doctors in the small and medium hospital setup. So these people, public should understand this. So we are ready to work, but no, we need to have the protection, we need to have the comfort, and also that during the COVID period, how doctors have been harassed and beaten, and the videos, we cannot see the videos like that. So this is the scenario we are working under. So public should understand. That's why we want to ask nationwide, a common countrywide Hospital Protection Act. There is Hospital Protection Act in 20 states, but it is not in the entire nation. So we need to have a protection. The protection alone cannot save the doctors. I know that. So this is some sort of a mind clarity and safety for the patients. Doctors to work day and night, especially the lady doctors who are working in the night time, especially in gynecological procedures, anytime they have been called in. So of course, there are a lot of disturbances in between the doctors and patients relationship. So I think this is not the time, or we don't have much time to talk about that. Once the empathy and sympathy, as you say, the financial aspect of the patients, we are all looking into it. The next kith and care, not creating problems. Someone else coming inside, a third party, a third person, and coming inside and creating the problems, and all this violence are part of it, which I already mentioned by the other panelists. I think I have conveyed my message.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Raja. You have conveyed very loud and clear the message. I'm sure the viewers are watching, and those who are watching, those who are in power, they should understand what doctors need. Dr. John Panikar, are you there? Shall I ask a question to you if you are free right now?
Yes.
Dr. John Panikar, you are such a senior doctor. Tell me one thing, why the doctors are paying income tax? They are the one who are working day and night. They are giving the service to the society. Income tax should be on those who are earning money for doing the business. You are not doing business. I'm talking of the doctors. I'm not talking of the hospitals. I'm not talking of the nursing homes. Why the doctors are subject to income tax or any other tax directly? So that, why I'm saying, if the doctors are free from these types of tax regime, they can think, they can do work more freely without worrying about how to file the income tax, how to do this, how to do that. You will be doing more services to the society, and in turn, the government will also get more revenue, because once you are free, that you are not going to have any income tax problems, you will be investing more and more money, whatsoever you are earning, and then that money will be beneficial for the patients in turn. What you say about this, Dr. John Panikar?
That is a good question, but I should say that this is not our priority, because I don't think any doctor will be minding paying income tax. Actually, more than that, the present doctors are working in a very insecure situation. So what the demand of the doctor right now is not monetary. As my colleagues have already explained, the vast majority of the doctors are doing this profession as a part of a service. It is not for monetary benefits alone. I don't think any doctor will be minding to pay income tax. That is not the issue. But we need to work under very stressful condition, and we need security in our workplace. That is the most important thing. Especially during this Doctors' Day and other days, probably that the politicians, the administrators, and the government, even the public and media people, they all praise the doctors, and they say they are the angels and all. But we don't need that much of a recognition. Rather, the government and the administrators have to take care, including the public people, have to take care of the security of the doctors who are working in a very, actually, we all are working with the people who are under, the patients and relatives are also under great stress. So we are not dealing with the ordinary people. So we need a certain protection by law as well as by the enforcement authorities. But unfortunately, in the last few years, there are thousands of attacks against the doctors and hospitals. But the punishment to these people are in fingertips. So it's only very, very few. So that part we have to take care. Another thing regarding the monetary aspect, I don't say we should be given any benefit in the income tax. Rather, the government should support it by subsidizing many of the things, including the electricity. You know, in our state, the same for a five-star hotel and for a government, the private hospital, the electricity tariff is same. So that is absurd. Actually, the hospital should be put in a separate category and it should be subsidized. This type of monetary support can be given from that, and also special loans and interest-free loans These are the things probably the government can give to small and medium hospitals and also to the individual doctors. So that is my request.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you.
think any doctor will ask for a
Okay.
exemption from income tax or anything. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. John Panikkar. And you have made your point very clear that you require the safety first, as well as the concessions in the electricity and those things which you are bit par. The hospital, small hospitals also at par with the 5-star hotels. Thank you very much, Dr. John Panikkar, for giving your views. Now, my question goes to Dr. Rashmi Kundapur. Dr. Rashmi Kundapur, as you are working in a very big hospital, that is a public hospital, that is All India Institute of Medical Sciences. We have seen the public hospitals in UK, and you might have also seen there. There, people wants to go to the public hospital because they feel that is the best place to go. But here in India, people are afraid to go to public hospital. There is a long queue, no proper facilities. Why not like we have seen in UK, the NHS system is working. And if the same system works here, nobody will, then the security of the doctors will automatically be there, because the patient has not to make the payment. In India, the real problem is that if somebody has to make the payment for his wife or for children or for mother or father, he feel the money is more important than them, and that's why he wants to fight with the hospital or the doctor. But if we have no one is like I can tell you in UK, you might be knowing, not a single person of UK citizen, all are covered. Why? When we are in India, we all are paying the tax. Why not we had been covered under the such type of scheme and free health? Then this security thing will go. Doctors will have a very, very comfortable life. What you say about this, Dr. Rashmi Kundapur?
Yeah, coming up to this is a valid question, and we have been talking about this question from years together. First thing, I would want to say that I work in a public health system, of course, in a public hospital right now, that is All India Institute of Medical Science, Hyderabad. But for your confirmation to say, I agree, there are state-run hospitals, which probably primary health center, community and district hospitals have issues. But if you have seen that, central government as such has been given an AIIMS as a separate cadre, and AIIMS Delhi is supposed to be the most preferred and most wanted hospital. It's a tagline, and internationally it comes in the 25th of the one of the best which comes into. So probably AIIMS runs in a total different aspects, and you see that the calibers of the doctors who have taken are the best, because the process of training and process of taking in is the best. So that's it. Keeping that aside, because if I want to say that AIIMS, I would say that people prefer, and even in Hyderabad, I was seeing the patients travel 52 kilometers to come to AIIMS, rather leaving up all the private they would want to come. Even for the vaccination, they travel 52 kilometers because they feel it's an appropriate protocol run hospital. So keeping AIIMS aside, AIIMS only there are 20 right now. The government has given clearness. It was only one AIIMS. Now it's come up to 20 AIIMS only in India. We have multiple other. India has two things. First one, in India, as compared to UK or any other country, health is a state subject. Health is not a central subject. Health is a state subject. And so, but again, central has a say. Whenever this type of duality runs, it's always a problem. That's what is happening. Because central has a say, they have a central system as such, and then but we say that health is a state subject, depends upon the equity and equality of that state. So there is no complete giving up nor complete ownership for anybody in this health as such. Second thing, what we have seen in India is we never, like NHS or something which was running in majority of the UK system, we didn't run the UK or a Europe system. We went through like what was in the US. And it has been proven all over the world that US health system, though the GDP spent there is 14%, is one of the worst health system in the world. And most of us followed the US health system with 1.25 GDP. Where they are spending 12% GDP, we are spending 1.25% of the GDP, and the system is of US. We are lucky enough that we have doctors who are much less satisfied and have a passion, much better passion, because of a large population who want to become doctors. we have people in working day and night. I would want to say, otherwise, this system would have been collapsed long back. This is the problem with our major system, how it has been made. The health system by itself is a major problem. So here, everybody is a owner and nobody is a owner, is the system how it is run. Second thing, that third thing which I would want to say is, as NHS is proven, though there is now a lot of issues which is running through NHS, but still NHS has been referral, primary, secondary and tertiary runs as a referral. Nobody in any of the country can just go into a cardiologist, can just pass into a cardiothoracic surgeon. There is a proper referral system anywhere in the world. Whereas India has given free, we are democratic to such an extent that we have given free access to everybody and anybody, anytime. So the patient decides whom they want to meet rather than the system decides where they have to go. So the system has to be made in such a way that who has to go what places. There are many researchers which says 80% of the people coming into the medicine OPD actually do not need a specialist like a physician, rather they need a lot of comfort. Now imagine 80% of a public health doctors, that is around 150 patients in a medicine OPD of a state-run district hospital are coming just for a comfort. Imagine he has to just talk and not use any of his good quality time, and only 20% he is using his efficiency, and 80% of his time is eaten up by these people who could have rather been sent to somewhere else. So we do not have that referral system which NHS probably and possibly has the best way, and many of the European countries also have. Of course, there is advantages in both the sides. That is how, if you see into majority of even the doctors abroad come back when they have something super specialist, they have to meet in urgency, they come to India to have. That is why medical tourism in India is happening very fastly, because it's much easier to meet. Of course, I'm not saying it's a disadvantage. There is advantages, but our system, public health system as such, has run a very bad from the beginning. And we say that we have given it is a public and private health system which is running. We have to accept the system that it is public and private. There is a private system which is running at that. So there should be an medium in which these public and private partnership runs. Rather, we do not have to say sometimes we want only public, sometimes we want only private. This doesn't happen, and that is what is happening. May it be the governing people or the society. Sometimes they will say we want only private, sometimes they want only public. This is not way how we can run. We have to run a public-private partnership because this country established it from the beginning. So the system has to change. That's the major thing, and that's very valid question what you asked.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Rashmi Kundrapur. Although I would like to add few things, but that I will ask when I will come to the next panelist afterwards. My question goes to Dr. Charu Maheshwari. Dr. Charu Maheshwari, you mentioned about how the doctors were being treated. You are in a hospital in not a very big metro or a very big city. You are at Aligarh. Now, when the doctors were treated badly, which is we have seen in the media and whatnot, don't you think that one of the reason is that the patient, for the patient's relative, the life of a patient is very important. But for a doctor knows that the life is very important, but it's a very usual thing. If the patient is very sick and very serious and doctor knows that he or she cannot be saved, then doctor can explain the prognosis, but the doctor is not God, as you have also mentioned. Now, my question is to you is what the doctors can do so that this type of violence against doctors, making a law will not prevent any violence. We have so many laws against criminals, against the rape, where the rape numbers are increasing. Similarly, whatsoever law will we make, it will not create. Either we should create some awareness or the doctors should come out with some solution. Can you suggest any solution for this, this criminality or the violence against the doctors can be stopped?
Yes, sir. Very valid question. In today's scenario, we have to find out the cause. First of all, I will say your media is very strong, which can do the wonders. They can once they show that in that hospital patient has died and the doctor has been beaten up, so they should also show that this doctor was providing services for the last so many years, which he has treated so many doctors. One, what public is getting, it's not public is always wrong. What public is getting message, she is acting accordingly. Public is getting message, oh, the patient is died in that hospital, so doctor is not good. So whenever they are putting a news in the newspaper or in the videos, they should highlight the doctor. How is the doctor? How is he's performing? And last 10 years, what was his records? And only that it should be judged. First of all, that media part. Secondly, on doctor's part, I will say you should every time you should explain everything to the patient relatives. Try to have more and more conversations with them, explain each and every situation that it can happen. In the worst cases it can happen, and she may recover, she may not recover. I will explain you. Once I had a patient who had a twin pregnancy, and she had a trial of normal delivery, which was not succeeded. That was in somewhere remote areas. Then she came to me. I did emergency cesarean section, but by so many measures, I could not save her uterus. I had to remove her uterus. I called the attendants in OT that this is the condition, patient is bleeding heavily, you have to sign, I have to save the patient. If I won't do that, patient will die. They understood the situation. They gave me consent that, okay, ma'am, you are right, you go ahead. So both the things we need. Doctors also have to be patient. They have to explain. The patient is getting grave, and we can do that much. We cannot go beyond that. And media also is having very important role. They should highlight that how the doctors are working. As you will see the first, second, third page, that in that hospital the patient died and the attendants had broken doctor's bones, and they have misbehaved with the staff, with attendants, and so many people in the truck. In Aligarh especially, people come in truck to fight with the doctors because they are having in the message कि अगर patient hospital में मरा है तो वो doctor की लापरवाही से ही मरा है. It's not. Sometimes natural death.
So yes, you are right. You are right. Media plays a very important role, positive as well as negative. I know how the media has played. Dr. Rachel Daniel knows because one of the doctors, she recommended to be on my media conference last year on the nursing homes, impact on nursing homes of the COVID-19. That doctor had the same problem as you are mentioning, and the media created so much pressure that doctor committed suicide. It was very sad thing. Dr. Rachel Daniel, you recall. So my question to you, doctor, is a bit different. What Dr. Kundapur has raised about the NHS as well as the US. US, we have a very, very strong system of Obamacare, although Mr. Trump wanted to finish it, but it could not. He could not succeed. And that's why the people there are also insured, even they are getting vaccine reimbursed by the, so free, because everything is reimbursed by the insurance. US, we have a NHS. But what Dr. Kundapur says that India, we don't have any proper system. Sometimes we follow the UK, sometimes we follow the USA, and with a very less GDP percentage. What you say? 1 minute only, please.
Sir, there are so many advantages for Indian system, especially the base structure is very strong, because once you see in COVID, we have got so many sectors in Kerala, we have got all the primary, secondary, all tertiary systems are relatively free, and the people have access to all these systems. So there are many advantages for it. We are not a developed country, we are a developing country. We have got so many disadvantages, but with the constraints, we have to tide over it. We have learned many lessons from the COVID, and during the next few years, I think the system will get modified so that we can face another pandemic. So there are many advantages for the Indian system, and all my co-faculty has mentioned almost all points, so I don't have to repeat it. And I will say that if you given another chance, I still want to be a doctor. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That giving another chance, that's a very good thing. You again want to be a doctor. I'm sure all the doctors wants to be doctors again. That is the patient. Now, my last question to the last guest, not the least, is Dr. Nikita Pawar. Dr. Nikita Pawar, you are in the public health, and you might have seen that patients dying for want of oxygen. When the doctor knows that this patient can be saved, there is no chance that he or she will die. But because of the want of oxygen, how the doctors mentally, how was the mental situation of the doctors on that night when he or she has seen the patient died for want of oxygen, not for want of the any medicine, for want, lack of your competence or the disease?
Yes, because I am working already in the public field and already for the patients here. So I've been seeing in my practice that, there's a very difficult situation where there is no availability of oxygen cylinders. We are trying our best, like to get oxygen concentrators and try to, whenever the SpO2 level of oxygen goes higher, we try to change it over to the other patient as fast as possible. But, because of the laxity and we were unknown about the situation which was going to come, like this kind of epidemic, like COVID-19, we should have actually been prepared about it. Like such kind of virus and such kind of situation may arrive, because coronavirus was already known a long time back. People knew about this virus. So I think there should have been some kind of vaccination. There should have been some kind of medicines which should have been already, into the market. And then I feel that, the very important thing is like now, since the oxygen concentrators machines are not available, it's very difficult to save the patient's life. Like we are trying our best from our side, like, to save the patient's life. But then, patients get very agitated on us. They are not trying to understand our situation as well, because it's very difficult in this situation, to see each and every patient, and each and every patient, suppose it happens that, from our side, the patient dies, then it's very difficult, and heart, our heart also melts at that moment, because, they are also someone's family, they are also humans, and they are also like a brother, sister. So we have been trying to work very hard to save their life. And I feel that, we give a lot of time to patients. They should feel happy about it, like, that they should feel respectful about us, and they should always be feeling gratitude kind of feeling towards us, that we are trying our best and giving so much of support relentlessly in COVID pandemic situation.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nikita Pawar. So viewers, you have seen the real situation of today in India. The Doctors' Day, we all are celebrating. We are going to say very, very good words to the doctors. But are we doing it from our heart or from the brain? We are just doing it because today is Doctors' Day. But what is going to happen tomorrow? Today we will send WhatsApp messages and whatnot. But from tomorrow again, the same views will come. The doctor has cheated us. Doctor could not save. He's incompetent. This is not the thing. By showering petals is not going to give any benefit to you or to me or to the doctors. The real respect is required. The money is required, which has to be paid to the research work. Then only everybody knows the doctors in India are the best. They are showing their best thing anywhere in the world. All the best medical hospitals in the world, they have the Indian doctors. In India also we have, but we are not providing them the facilities, the respect. They want respect. They are not interested in the money. They want the respect. But what respect we are giving? We are abusing them. We are giving them the words, the names, which is not correct. So if we have to celebrate the Doctors' Day, the civil society has to do it from their heart, not from their brain, and see to it that Doctors' Day is celebrated every day, 365 days, 24/7, as they are working. Thank you very much for giving such a nice program today for all our viewers, all the doctors. And today's program has been live telecasted by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, India, News Gaon se, Samvad Sarokar News, Bharat Post News, as well as it was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. And our endeavor is to bring to you every day a new topic. And for last 1.5 months, we are doing an evening show in Hindi generally, but it comes if the guest is speaking English for the achievers, those who have achieved. And today being a Doctors' Day, my chief guest today is a doctor who has achieved at a very, very young age, I must say, not that much, but she has achieved in a very big way. And her name is Dr. Poonam Agrawal. She's a senior eye surgeon, Ma Saraswati Hospital, Mathura. She'll be the chief guest, and she is going to tell us about her life journey, how she started and how she has reached on the top in a very, very short span. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. C.N. Raja. Thank you very much, Dr. John Paniker. Thank you very much, Dr. Rashmi Kundapur. Thank you very much, Dr. Maheshwari, Dr. Chairu Maheshwari. Thank you very much, Dr. Rachel. And thank you very much, Dr. Nikita Pawar, for joining and giving the real views about the Doctor's Day. And thank you all the viewers
very much. Thank you,
for
Mr.
watching.
Goel.
And I'm sure our viewers will now,
Thank you very
at
much.
least they will
Thank
start
you.
respecting. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.